as well as anybody. The whistle blows, and this candle is lit this evening. It's Kansas City in the red kits, Angel City in the white kits. We are underway here in Kansas City and Saskia. This could be very much a track meet. You have a very electric defensive unit in terms of speed, but they give up a lot of goals in Angel City and this Kansas City side that love to score early in matches.
I mean, what you have right now is the most explosive offense in the league with Kansas City. They can punish you in multiple ways via Cooper, Shwenga, but then you have the fastest defense in the league.
Here is Tiernan, super rookie, into the touchline, and he gets knocked away.
In the back, and drop off when Kansas City tries to go long, they might have success in taming Cooper and Shwenga. I say might, because nobody else has been able to figure that out.
You're looking at a Kansas City team that have scored in the first half 10 goals in this 5-match winning streak. 4 of those 5 matches. They've scored multiple times in the opening.
Kansas City, they probably would have seen more call-ups than that. Levante being one of them.
Villa. Hold on to it. Let's regain control. Funnels this ball forward. Here's Cooper. Cooper throws it to the top, and Rodriguez rather, blasts that one high.
And this is a missed opportunity for Kansas City. Exactly what they want to do is get the ball back onto Michelle Cooper's feet so she can run out of defense and put those little balls into those spaces and windows. KC definitely wants this one back. This needs to be put away.
Bernardo that kind of had a better angle to that ball running forward, and Rodriguez stepped in.
Put away.
Did score in both matches last season against Angel City. It was a 3-1 win in LA and a 4-2 win on this field as they played twice in the opening 2 months of the year. Here's Shwenga. He scored in 5 consecutive. Giselle Thompson, team leader in assists with 4 of them this year.
The break, and it's worked very well for Kansas City. Now, Angel City has to solve that problem as well. They have to stop leaking goals. Is that organizationally I think it comes down to communication and organization in the back. I don't think, other than the ball that was bobbled in the game against North Carolina, I think she should hold on to that ball, but there's something more ingrained right now in the defense that needs to be.
City, they're the best goal-scoring team in the league, and only Orlando have given up fewer goals so far this year. So they're a case study that has proven that you can change. The City has scored 12 times in the opening 25 minutes of play this year. So often they score early in matches, but here in the 10th minute, we're at a deadlock, and only one shot from Kansas City came from Rodriguez. Cooper.
It's interesting, Kansas City with that low block, not really putting a press on until midfield. But what Kansas City does is they invite you to push up with that low block. Then they invite that first pass into the midfield, and then they double back on you.
Here's Giselle Thompson getting the benefit of a ricochet. Thompson against Hutton curls this around.
With Tiernan as that target 9, able to hold the ball up, it's finishing at a rate second for all rookies of all time at 7 goals. But then you have Thompson, and then you have Giselle Thompson on the outside back, so who's just going to run those flanks for 90 minutes. And don't forget, we get into the playoffs.
And there is something to be said about this match. If you get a result from this one against Kansas City, you have to feel like those other teams that you're tied with aren't going to be able to get a similar result on this field, so that could ultimately be a big reason why you make a postseason charge. Here's Thompson chasing, but the race just here with 6 apiece. But that will not happen here unless there's something in the next 6 seconds. Field. Offs this towards Showinga. Gordon tries to shield. Anderson finally dives to her left to pick it up.
This is what. She's one of the best defenders in the league. Should have a. Up to the U.S. team, but watch her shield off Showinga. This is where a lot of defenders go wrong. They get beat by Showinga's explosiveness, not Sarah Gordon. It just becomes body to body. No foul here. Well done. She's injured for a bit, but she's playing the best soccer we've seen her play.
To the target, Gordon volleys it away. This ignites a charge. Tiernan holds. Back being given to these highly talented young strikers that each side have. Melissa Thompson, the target, out of her reach as it rolls back for Lorena. Gets it away, however. Hodge. Eludes one, but not a second. Hammond. Showinga gets away with a shove there of Gordon, and now the foot race on. Showinga eyes her options. Gordon settles. Showinga darts one across. It's dummied through. It's a miss-hit from Kennedy, and it doesn't cost her as Pia was standing over
to dummy this. But this is the battle right here. Sarah Gordon standing up Showinga, not letting him go forward towards the goal. Showinga gets the pass in. Cooper with the cheeky little dummy, but nobody on the same page, unfortunately, for Kansas City. Had the angle and good positioning on that to secure that service.
But loses. Via touches it. Hutton beats one. Hodge recovers. 4 works out of there with it. A chance of an attack here for Angel City. Tiernan. And we are scoreless here, closing in on that half-hour mark of this game. Two of the top 4 goal-scoring teams in the NWSL without a goal so far. Hutton tries to change, but Hodge takes it away. It's a clean tackle. Elton Garcia is standing right there. Stop the fans from voicing their concern. Thompson waits. Goal contributions in her last 5 matches, but City haven't been able to get a touch near the 18, but it is Showinga. Showinga curls this ball. It's Pia. Showinga tracks back onto it. Showinga rockets this ball, but doesn't quite have the normal zip of her. Bring us to our official hydration break.
And just that pass on right there by Pia, and then Showinga in the foot race up against Gordon. Decides not to take Gordon on there, maybe because the pressure she's had, and then not getting her boot through this. Usually NWSL coach, it's in the middle of the season right now, kind of you hold your breath in a sense, because some of your best players on your team are going off to play, and you want to make sure that they come back in 100% condition. And we actually saw that last summer with the Olympics. Players came back hurt from the Olympics.
Well, it's a good thing with the growth of this game, but it's also a challenge that these players are now having to deal with that you weren't having to deal with 5-10 years ago with the volume of matches that you have to play, and particularly for a lot of these players that have to travel across the world sometimes to play and then come back and back and forth. That's very taxing on the body.
And I think that's why you see the conscious effort just to bring...
Well, the scoreless tussle. Cooper laces this ball low. To the back post. Anderson with the right paw. Jabs it out.
It's good work by Anderson, getting her feet underneath her, moving across the goal, and just getting a touch to redirect this up and over. This is all about footwork. For the goalkeeper, covering that space and ground to get a touch to the ball out into safety.
Thompson's open on this side, but Shawinga comes back to defend.
And that's that press backwards that I was talking about, that Kansas City thrives on, that you think you're clear and you're moving forward, and then all of a sudden Shawinga comes back from behind you and picks your pocket, turns around, and there's a quick transition on goal.
City has not been held scoreless in the first half at home since September 28, 2024.
Going to halftime if you're Angel City, it's a victory right now. For what Kansas City has been doing to other teams in the first half of games, this is a victory. How do you come out? Do you play the same second half? Do you try, like I said, to get out of here with a point? Or do you say, you know what? I think if we make a little tweaks, we can actually go after this.
Banks stepped up to take it away. Can't get it past outstretched leg of Hodge. Inside of their attacking box. City have been so stingy this year.
And only 2 shots on target, however, for Kansas City, so they have to be more efficient when they're in and around the box.
He twirls, asks for a foul, and she's down on the bench. Still down. Now the whistle comes.
I mean, when you look at Kansas City, 30 points out of 36, we're unstoppable until this moment. Has Angel City figured out the solution? But like you said, not every team can play Kansas City this way because they don't have the speed in the back.
Kansas City have led for 70% of matches this season. So they typically score early, they score often, and they never relinquish. But here tonight, they have been stifled by Angel City. And now before the break, will the team from California be able to take an advantage and withstand this late charge?
And you saw Kansas City looking long, depending on the pressure, but I always want to go after the win up to a certain point. And I would like to see Angel City go after it a little more. And Kansas City has a lot to figure out as well.
Shawinga tries to change it, but Giselle Thompson defends. Back out, it is Rodriguez. Rodriguez swings it around, splits everybody, and rolls out for a goal.
Drop into a false 9, receive that ball at the top of the D, and then look to shoot. That space isn't there. Angel City has shut down the space behind the defense.
Have played to a stalemate through 45 minutes. It is scoreless in Kansas City between the Current and Angel City. Opponent scoreless through 45 minutes of play here in this game. Just as we get ready to start off this second half, what do you see from this side?
And for Kansas City, I see them probably taking a step back and realizing that space, like we talked about, is not open behind the line. Angel City's dropping it back to help out Sarah Gordon, who's tracking Shawinga when she has to. So I think that you're going to see Kansas City try to exploit this place in front of that back line and get some shots on goal from distance instead of trying to slot that ball, that thin little razor slotted pass that's not on right now.
Michael Watrang and the former U.S. Women's National Team goalkeeper Saskia Weber with you here on this Friday evening. Angel City in the Blush Kids, and it's the Red Kids for Kansas City in the 7th all-time meeting. Last year, Kansas City scored 7 times in the 2 matches, winning both. Tonight, scoreless so far. Looking to win a 6th consecutive game. That ball is ushered out. And there's one change in halftime as well. Miyabi. He comes into the game at left back, replacing Vignola.
And this tells me a little more defensive-minded for Angel City. The reason I say that is Miyabi is more tactical when she goes forward. She doesn't seem to push as much forward as an Emma Vignola will. She'll only go if the overlap's on, and she'll hold defensively. She's a good 1v1 defender. It screams, let's get out of here with the tie to me for Angel City. But 45 minutes is a long way to hold on to.
What do you think we learned about Kansas City in the first half?
Caliber to have to get into halftime to have a discussion to figure that out in the run of play. I'd like to see that change made in transition on the field in the first half.
Alyssa Thompson tries to go 1v5. Almost 1v6 for a moment. Now gets reinforcement. Giselle Thompson. Almost wide. This left-footed ball whips across. And for the first time in this game, it is a reception from Lorena.
Giselle Thompson, I would have looked for that far post service.
Kansas City have won 5 straight. They haven't lost in 7 weeks. Angel City on the other side, winless in its last. They haven't won in 43 days. On the other side, be able to get a go-ahead goal here in the second half. What has turned into a seesaw.
Sitting on the bench, like I said, Michelle Prince, I don't think we'll see her. She's nursing a thigh injury, got the call-up by Canada. You might see a Bailey Feist. A Haley Hopkins could come in and make it a different, and an Ellie Wheeler. I think those will be the major changes. Like I said, no major game changer. No somebody to really put an oomph and a spark into a bit of a lethargic Kansas City right now.
We are accustomed to seeing from the league's top goal-scoring team. These are races that Shawinga normally wins, but Gordon is the eraser.
With numbers in the box.
Took it away, and it leads to just a giveaway. Anderson nonchalant that time around. Back in, Thea, Hutton, Cooper drives it forward, but it's taken away, so that miscue doesn't end up costing them. On the foot race, that is a delightful pass wide. Miyabi, and somebody in the middle of the field doesn't get it. Hammond now picks out Alyssa Thompson. Tiernan wide. Hodge, Tiernan, Alyssa Thompson. Brings it back between 3 defenders. Thompson throttles. And the first shot of the match comes here in the 52nd minute, and Lorena gathers.
And that's better in transition by LA. Using everybody, getting that ball wide out to Tiernan, with Thompson tucking deep inside. Really nothing on that ball to threaten Lorena. Messing around with that ball in the back. Angel City is its own worst enemy at times. We saw that last week against North Carolina. North Carolina coming back in extra time because they didn't clear the ball and because they made poor decisions at the end of the game when they could have killed the game.
Chicago and Utah have given a facility that nobody has been successful in, other than Orlando. They're the last team to win here 11 months ago. That was a 2-1 win, but since that point, is unbeaten in the last 10 for Kansas City. 9 of those 10 have been wins as well. So typically when they play here, they win, and they win big. So this is a different situation for the Current. Shawinga off of the giveaway. A lot of defenders in front of her. Can she make one-person magic? Swings it across. Nobody's over there other than Giselle Thompson.
And you can see the frustration in Shawinga's body language. You know, we see that run last week. She takes on 3 people and she beats them. She's not going to do this against Angel City. The defense is too fast and she's learning that here. But nobody could catch up with her either, and so there was nobody to pass to.
Good ball, but Elizabeth Ball answers. Then Alyssa Thompson takes it back, and the whistle blows.
And we're going to see this great ball in, and then Alyssa Thompson with a burst of speed. Ball goes down, and then as Thompson tries to get control of it, ball gets the back of Thompson's knee and leg right there. Gets none of the ball, which is why this is a penalty. And this is a learning curve right now, because last week Alyssa Thompson was breaking forward into the box, got clipped and didn't go down, did not get the call. That should have been a PK, I thought, and I know others thought, but now...
And now Angel City can take the advantage. Thompson steps up, pounds this ball. Lorena pops it over the top of the crossbar. A spectacular save by the Brazilian to preserve the clean sheet.
And that's the shot-stopping ability and the explosiveness of Lorena that I was talking about. This isn't a great PK. This is at the perfect height for a goalkeeper to save. And Lorena, with all her height and size, goes the right way. I think she reads Thompson the entire way and just gets the...
Prince and Bailey Feist are both getting ready to come in. Well, with a half hour to go in this game, we are scoreless between the league's top team and top goal-scoring team, Kansas City, and Angel City. Angel City looking for its first win in 43 days, while Kansas City have won 5 consecutive. Michael Watreg and the former U.S. goalkeeper, Saskia Weber, with you for this one. Good to have you on board with us, watching this matchup to kickstart a busy weekend in the NWSL before the international break. Miyabi.
Putting Michelle Prince in says to me that Kansas City's going to push forward. You know, target 9. She likes to go forward. She loves to be faced up and run at the D. And then a Bailey Feist, who's a defensive player, to lock things down against Angel City, because Angel City's had a little bit more success in this half going forward.
Will the game open up on this end of the field? Villa throws this through space. Look at Temwa Shawinga. She beats Miyabi, but Miyabi gets just enough to it to get there, and Anderson swipes it away.
And you can see the difference there in the speed of Miyabi compared to M.A. Vignola, and how that second gear that Shawinga has was too much for Miyabi, but she gets the slide and the tip.
Hutton lasers just wide left in the end.
And it was the spark that Kansas City needed. Again on the attack here, the ball into DiBernardo, and then the tip-off. Hutton gets laces on the PK that has given life not just to the Kansas City Current, but to the fans in the stands as well. They've come alive. Some of the best fans in the league in a packed house once again.
1,500 is the capacity inside of this stadium that has seen so many wins since it opened just about, 15 months ago. Angel City tries to take the air out of the ball again, but here we go. Shawinga takes it back. Cooper darts, leaves it. DiBernardo.
That's where Angel City has to be better. That's exactly what Kansas City does, is they're waiting for you on that second or third pass off the press to give a bad ball away. And then they just pounce on that ball, as you saw
past Kennedy, who intercepts. Cooper down. Both sides preparing changes. Now a whistle, and Giselle Thompson. So her run of back-to-back matches with an assist comes to an end. Meanwhile, it is Prince and Vice in, Cooper and DiBernardo out. So DiBernardo's bid for the all-time assist record will be put on pause for the moment.
I was nursing a nagging thigh injury, obviously stronger and better than we thought she was, getting a run in here late in the game. But then on the flip side of that, taking out a Giselle Thompson for Sophie Matisse. This is an interesting substitute for me. Is Alexander Strauss trying to see how Matisse fits into the system, how she can play? We haven't seen her play much with Thompson. She will run the flank. She will get forward. She's a very versatile back, just like Giselle Thompson is. Thompson, we've seen her at the wing. We've seen her at outside back. So it's a similar, I'd say like to like. I'm not going to go that far yet, but it's a similar type of player.
Kennedy bobbles that, nearly gives it away. Tiernan has to rescue it. And then Reed slingshots it up the pitch. Save pushing it over the top of the crossbar. That's where we sit 0-0. Kansas City, the best goal-scoring team in the league, have not scored. But here's Bia. Bia leaves it. Showinga, just enough of it. The clearance knocked down for a moment. Now Tiernan. She break away from the back. The leading goal scorer as a rookie with 7 of them. Draws 2 defenders, stumbles.
Surprised she didn't get the ball there against Mace.
Maintains her balance, hooks this ball. DeFore waits for it. And gives it away for Hutton. There goes Showinga. Showinga finally breaks into space. Temwa Showinga. What a save by Anderson. Bia a second chance. She will not be denied. Bia blisters the net. Kansas City finally break through. 1-0 the edge for the home side.
Here, but it all starts with the breakaway and the through ball finally gets in behind Angel City's defensive line, but Anderson is up for the task against Showinga. Nobody picks up Bia, who takes 3 touches and just slots the ball above Anderson away. But right here, nobody picks up Bia, and she just picks out her spot. And you can just see the exhaustion in Angel City, who's been playing defense the majority of the game. This should be 1-1 right now. Angel City tied with Kansas City, but with the missed penalty kick, Kansas City's up 1-0, and this is a great goal by Bia.
The Brazilian scores for the 5th time this year in a 2nd consecutive game. And just as Anderson denied
game defensively.
Here's a poke away. Showinga yet again off to the races. Temwa Showinga laces, and Anderson is there again to knock it away from Temwa, the reigning MVP.
And it's another easy giveaway in the back by Angel City, by Kennedy, that leads to this. And then Showinga off to the races. Anderson's is good. She keeps her positioning.
Claps. Kansas City pounds.
And you just wonder emotionally. You did all that work for 65 minutes, and coming out strong, proud, you started to attack Kansas City. You get your opportunity with a PK, and you don't convert it. As much as that gives Kansas City a an explosion of energy. It takes the energy right out of Angel City emotionally. And
It's a little bit of the telltale story.
He is running out of gas.
Two changes for Angel City real quick. It's going to be Kennedy Fuller and Kristen Press both coming in. That duo will replace in 7 clear of the second place team going into the second half of the season if this score holds. Hill is looking for Shawinga. Challenge on the slide from Feist.
You're going to have to run all that lineage for Angel City's back line, because what you've done is you've subbed in basically an entire new back line, except for Megan Reed. You've taken out the fastest defense in the league against the most explosive offense and put in a considerably slower defense, which is why we're seeing more chances in those spaces for Shawinga.
And you're trying to balance, trying to get an equalizer now with all this attacking prowess on the field with Press, Fuller on the pitch. But here's Shawinga, the target of this ball, but Miyabi.
And I truly believe that the substitution for Sarah Gordon, who never comes out of the game, you saw her go down there after the goal by Bia, wondering if she had kind of just left it all on the field to say, and
injury related for Gordon, and hopefully she'll be all right.
And this is where you do err on the side of caution. If it is a little bit of a knock, if it's just she's left it all on the field and she's tired, whatever it may be, you've got another half of the season to play.
10 minutes to play in this matchup. Kansas City 1, Angel City 0. Prince comes in heavy on that one, and she's going to get booked as well. Fouls Matthijs, and that is the first booking of this match.
Lucky to get out of this with a yellow card and not a red. Gets none of the ball, cleats up in the smart on Anderson, just when in doubt, get it out.
Is that a t-shirt?
That could be.
That's a t-shirt idea. Feist, Shawinga, 3 defenders around. Muscle her way through.
Strip this ball from Kansas City. This will open up Shawinga for more attack.
More space for Rodriguez. I'll be over to cover. Rodriguez.
And this is just gamesmanship here. Kansas City knowing that they can kill the Gopher at these last 5 minutes plus extra time.
Instead, it's Shawinga off of the turnover. Doesn't have an angle this time around. She can create her own at any moment. Just past Feist. Thompson bobbles, gives it right back to Bailey Feist.
You know, push forward, but you have a Temwa Shawinga running around. So if you get stripped by the ball and you're pushing forward, you're only playing 3 in the back, well, you know the odds that her going 1v1 to goal are pretty high.
Mace. Link up here. That little burst from Angel City that netted them a penalty kick. But here's Shawinga. Shawinga steps into the box. Shawinga blasts. Anderson denies Shawinga for the 3rd time in this game.
And you can see Anderson on top of Hodge in that situation, turning the ball back into pressure in the center of the field. These are the mistakes we talked about that Angel City consistently makes towards the end of a game, gives the ball away, and Anderson stays big. Shawinga goes high on Anderson, who gets to tip over the bar. But immediately Anderson turns and gets on Hodge for this dangerous play and turnover. Worked the ball and maintained possession. Instead, she gave the ball away, and now Angel City has possession and is going to goal.
Zellum paints ball in, knocked back, chipped out. As far as Fuller though, Hodge, Zellum debates. Matthijs lifts it across. Zellum finds space. Zellum hooks this ball in, but not enough pace on it. And it flies right into the hands of Loretta.
And this is good work by Angel City. 1-2 touch, moving the ball in and out of the seams, trying to find the open space. Good through ball by Tiernan. Zellum's got to do better than there. And what Zellum could have done.
Again, Winga tracking back. She picks the pocket of Zellum. Now 1v4. Here goes Temwa Shawinga. Look at her sprint past defenders. Tries to get an angle, and finally it's shut down by Megan Reed. Great individual work there, but she's frustrated with Zellum.
And what work by Megan Reed? But again, we've said this 100 times today. You have to remember that Temwa Shawinga defends on the press from the front backwards. She will sneak in and pick your pocket. Is exactly.
Anderson has denied her 3 times in the last 25 minutes. Bobby heads it away. Zella bobbles. Defenders converge. Oh, and Angel City was that.
Maybe one mishap.
Ball played to space. Shawinga waits. Kennedy goes right through the chest of Shawinga with the header. Fans didn't like that against the MVP. And now Shawinga is going to make her appeal.
Urgency, and he's dumped this ball into the 18.
And there's the full-time whistle instead. And for the 20th time in 24 home matches, Kansas City victorious. A 6th straight win, and the current win it 1-0 tonight. Your Angel City, good defensive effort, just couldn't hold up for the full night.
If you're Angel City, you're frustrated. You knew you had an opportunity to at least get out of here with a tie. It's a great defensive effort by Angelina Anderson, who totally shut down Temwa Shawinga. If you're Kansas City, way to fight through it. You stuck to your game plan. You totally shut down Angel City's attacking threat of Giselle Thompson and Alyssa Thompson. You shut down the flanks and controlled that part of the game, which is what you wanted to do.
Final score tonight from Kansas City is the current 1 and Angel City 0. We'll recap things with the full-time highlights when we come back.
どうせなら楽しくやらなきゃな。